Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to be talking about 2025 viral luxury makeup releases that are average at best in my opinion. These products are extremely overhyped over on TikTok and Instagram and even here on YouTube, and there was extremely good marketing behind the launch of these products that would make you think these are must-have luxury makeup items. However, I'm here to tell you, as I said, they're average at best in my opinion, and we are of course going to talk about why that is. I'm a little nervous to get started because like I said, these are very overhyped by their brands and the marketing for them is beautiful, but in my opinion, there's definitely much better out there. The advertisement for the first one I want to mention looks so beautiful online. It made me desire these. It made me want to love them. And once I tried them, I realized how not up my alley these are, and I'm talking about the new YSL Love Shine Plumping Lip Oils, which look incredibly delicious, okay? There is no taking that away from these. Take a look right here at the beautiful packaging, the beautiful colors, and just how desirable overall these look. And they are lip oils, which lip oil formulas are one of my favorites because they're not sticky. And guess what? The formula of these, not sticky at all whatsoever. However, these are the bad kind of plumping lip glosses, okay? Packaging, 10 out of 10. The consistency of the formula, 10 out of 10. But they feel god-awful on the lips because the plumping is simply too intense. Will they plump your lips? Yes, because they have, I believe it's ginger root oil or something like that, something ginger related, that basically gives your skin an allergic reaction, and so therefore your lips will look plumper because they will swell because you're giving yourself an allergic reaction. And you know how I know these? Because I did of course try them on the lips, but I also swatched all of these colors in the back of my hand in the video where I first introduced these to my channel, and when I wiped them off, every place on my skin where I had a gloss sitting was red and was swollen. I gave myself multiple allergic reactions that day, and I, as someone who loves YSL lip products in general and thought I would be all over these, I can't possibly be more disappointed. No matter how beautiful these look online and the amazing advertisements YSL has put behind these, I cannot stand behind a product that literally hurts your lips when you apply it and gives you allergic reactions. It is very unfortunate. Honestly, if they took the plumping effect away from these, they would be a 10 out of 10 product for me. I simply just cannot deal with the amount of hurt these do. So yes, very sorry about that, but I hate them. I unfortunately have another product from YSL. Now this one is not awful. It's just, I guess, also not as good as I expected it to be. Let's just rip off the YSL bandage, won't we? I am, of course, maybe you know, because I've referred to this product in a few different videos as I'm not loving it. I'm talking about the Make Me Blush from YSL. I did purchase this one myself. I got color number 44. And there are two different reasons why I don't love this formula. I personally prefer blush formulas that are not as pigmented, more so on the blurring side with a buildable amount of pigmentation to them so that I can kind of control the placement and blend as I go and add a little more if I need to. This, no matter how little of it I grab, is always a bit too much for me. That's definitely personal preference. If you love a lot of blush, maybe you would love formulas like this one. The amount of pigment in these blushes though, not for me. And when blushes are too pigmented, I find it hard to make them look natural. They just look a little clownish on me. And then the other reason I don't love it is because I don't love the glowy finish of it, and I do know that there are some of these that don't have the glowy finish, but again the pigmentation thing throws me off, so I haven't purchased them. But the glowy thing, which majority of them do have a glowy finish to them, I find enhances your texture on your skin. So that's definitely the other negative about these. The one thing I do love about these blushes is how beautiful the packaging is, but I so wish that YSL had gone the route of like the Gucci blushes or like the Too Faced Cloud Crush blushes. I love formulas like that, formulas that are natural to matte, that are blurring, that are nice and buildable, and with a really nice range of colors. There's one more thing that might be affecting my opinion on these. Based on your guys' comments, I learned that in Europe, YSL released a few shades of this blush that were lighter in color. But I did go to the store when these came out. I did swatch all of the shades that were available here in the US. And this is one of the lightest ones here. Everything else is darker. So maybe if one of the lighter colors that are available in Europe were available here, I would have gone for one of those and I would have liked it better. But the ones here in the US are all way too bright and way too pigmented at once. If you live in Europe and you've tried one of the lighter colors, definitely let me know in the comment section how satisfied you are with it. I wish I could try the lighter colors, but I'm not able to, unfortunately. So based on what was available to me here in the US, and like I said, I did swatch them all in store to try, there's not a light enough color for how pigmented those are that I can personally enjoy. So unfortunately, those to me are average at best. No more YSL products, okay? Next, I want to talk about a new mascara that has been super overhyped online, in my humble personal opinion. By the brands, by the way. When I say overhyped, I just mean very serious marketing campaigns put behind these products that don't necessarily reflect the way they perform. I'm not saying anyone sitting in front of their camera and lying to you about them. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, for example, the YSL team made the blush and gloss from YSL look very desirable to me, and I just don't think it lived up to the hype. And the same thing goes to the newest product from Makeup by Mario, which is this Makeup by Mario mascara. The way that the brand talked about this product over on Instagram, they said this mascara was, I don't know how many years in the making. They made it sound like he's been working on this mascara for an absolute eternity, and he wanted like the very best, most dramatic, most just well-performing overall mascara on the market. And so I was very excited to try this mascara because I trust, you know, Makeup by Mario as a makeup artist, so I was expecting greatness. And this is another product that I don't think is bad, but it is average at best. This is actually the mascara that I'm wearing today. Do my lashes look any kind of spectacular to you? In comparison to a lot of other mascaras in my collection, this is pretty normal. It's not too full, it's not too long, they're not too separated. There's nothing that makes this mascara stand out in my collection. It's not the easiest to apply, it doesn't give me the most length, it doesn't give me the most volume. I think I saw inside the Sephora store it said something about the brush being like unlike any other, which I disagree with. I feel like a lot of mascaras I've tried in the past have a skinny tapered wand that looks pretty similar to this one. So again, a lot of beautiful, potent marketing put behind this product that definitely made it seem a lot more than what it was once I actually tried it. And so for that reason, I'm putting it in this video. It's a luxury product that is average at best, and it's a product that was everywhere when it launched. Next, I have to talk about the most disappointing eyeshadow release of 2025 so far, and that is unfortunately from Charlotte Tilbury. I have two of the palettes right here. These are the Charlotte Tilbury Beautifying Eye Trends palettes. She released like 6 or 7 different color stories of these, and there's absolutely nothing unique about any of the color stories in my opinion, which honestly is not even why I'm upset at these. The reason I'm upset at these is because Charlotte Tilbury used to have one of my most favorite eyeshadow formulas ever, and she changed that eyeshadow formulation for these palettes. Hopefully it changes back in the future to like what it used to be, because the formulas in these were average at best in theme with this video. Some of the matte shades are a little bit patchy, Some of them don't blend nicely into one another. There's nothing overly exciting about the shimmer shades. There are different types of shimmer shades in here. Some better than others. Some are a little bit more sparkly or a little bit more ethereal. I can like some of the shimmer shades in here, but the mattes were a true disappointment, especially because in the past, Charlotte Tilbury's eyeshadow formulas, in particular the matte ones, were some of the easiest to use formulas on the market, period. Like, you could grab a Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow with any type of brush and it would blend on your crease in an instant because the formula was that soft and that blendable and that user friendly. And there's nothing like that in here. Every single one of the matte shades in these palettes makes you work for the blend. It makes you go back and forth 1,000 times, no matter how soft your eyeshadow brush is, in order to blend into one another. I don't find the formula in these eyeshadow palettes, in particular the matte formula, to be user-friendly at all. The palette's premise is that these palettes were made for makeup artists and not the regular consumer, but let's face it, majority of people who are buying these palettes are the regular consumer, and we deserve a good formula that is just as user-friendly as the formulas you've given us throughout the years. It's not that you're a new brand and this is the formula you're coming out with and you're going to like work on improving it from here. Is that you already have a stellar, excellent, above average eyeshadow formulas, and you went like 50 steps back when you created the formula for these palettes. And I haven't even talked about the most controversial thing about this release, because I honestly really don't care that much about it, which is the fact that in comparison to her previous releases, these look very cheaply made and the packaging of them looks very cheaply made in comparison to, you know, the packaging we're used to from Charlotte Tilbury. And like I said, that's not the main point I'm trying to make here, because I truly don't care. If the formulas in here were good, if the formulas in these palettes were what we've been used to from Charlotte Tilbury in the past, I would be happy with my purchase and I would be happy with these palettes, even if the color stories are not groundbreaking. I don't care about the packaging that much. I don't care about innovation in color story that much, but give me a formula that is good. Give me a formula that feels luxurious, because we're paying a lot of money for these and you already cut back on the packaging. So the very least we deserve is the same formula we've been used to, and like I said, we've got nothing near that. I'll stop ranting about it now, but this is definitely one of the most disappointing makeup releases of 2025, and it's not a completely awful product, but certainly average at best. And these were all over the internets when they first launched, and I just feel very let down by the formulation of these eyeshadow palettes. And it's not just the two that I bought. I watched reviews of content creators that I trust a lot, and they had a very similar opinion to mine. So I know that I'm by no means alone in my disappointment. The fifth and last product that I want to talk about is from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it is these right here. These are the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contours, which I do see people rave about online quite a bit, and I don't quite get it. The first thing that I find to be very wrong with these is the color range. Anastasia is not new to the makeup game. Anastasia is a brand that knows that we need a good color range in order for products to work for us. And in particular, when it comes to a contouring cream product, 4 is not enough. I don't want 20, I don't want 50, but 4 is definitely lacking. At least 3 more shades. I'm swatching them in the back of my hand to show you. Take a look right there at the 4 shade color range of these cream products. And as you see, they have a bit of a natural finish to them. They are a cream product and they go on fairly smoothly. Where do I fall within the color story of these? Probably right in between these two. Like if I were to mix them, that would be a color I would want and enjoy, but I cannot use either one of those shades individually. I've tried. The lighter one looks like I applied nothing. The lighter one completely disappears on me. It doesn't give me a hint of a shadow, okay? Not a hint of it. So I cannot do the lighter one at all. And then the second shade, whenever I have applied it, no matter how little of it I put on my face, unfortunately turns muddy. It looks very gray and pretty dark, and it does not look natural at all on my complexion. And so a shade in between those two would definitely have been the right shade for me and the sweet spot for me. Another thing I want to bring to your attention is that they focused on these, and I saw it in the marketing for them, they focused on these being the most cool toned of the cool toned contour sticks because they wanted these sticks to create that very shadowy effect. But when it comes to contouring products, that in my opinion is not the best way to look at it, because yes, you always do want your contour product to look shadowy on your skin, but people who have a very warm complexion, even if in darkness one of these shades would work for them, in the fact that they don't have any warmth to them, I feel like they would not work for them. I hope I'm making sense. What I'm trying to say is, and this is something that I have dealt with personally as well, is the most grayish of the gray shadowy contour is not a contour that is necessarily going to look natural on a lot of people. And I'm saying this as someone who does not like a lot of warmth in her contour products at all whatsoever. I definitely want them to be neutral to cool tone, but if they are too ashy, they don't look great either. So a little bit of warmth to them would also not hurt. Overall, it's mainly a matter of the color range, the fact that these are disappointing, and I don't find a lot of people online who are happy with the color of these that they got. Like I said, Anastasia is a big brand. They've been around forever. They should have known to make more shades of this product than they did. And then in addition to that, and this next thing is probably just a me problem, not an everyone problem, I wish they were creamier than they are. They're pretty creamy, but once they dry down, they have a bit of a natural to matte finish to them. And because I have the issue with the color as well, I feel like if it were creamier, maybe I could work with the formula a little better. Full disclaimer, I do have very dry skin, which is why I'm saying this might be a me problem. But if it were a little bit more emollient, maybe we could make the 4 shades we were given work a little better, you know? So those are my thoughts on this release. I like to be honest about my thoughts on products here on my channel, and I honestly just think this one kind of missed the mark a little bit. Like I said, luxury product, great marketing, average at best. And so now that I have finished discussing these 5 products, this video has come to an end. If you guys liked it, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you back in the next one. Bye.